Salut à tous, c'est Martien et aujourd'hui on se retrouve pour un jeu, enfin oui un jeu, c'est les termes. S Combat 7. Alors je n'ai jamais joué au jeu, je n'ai pas créé une seule partie, donc du coup, mais j'ai mes connaissances parce que j'ai genre 200 heures sur DCS, donc du coup ça devrait aller pour moi. Bon, difficulté. Je joue avec un Otas Warthog, messieurs dames aussi. Difficulté difficile. On va partir sur du normal.
Does the color of the sky mean anything special to you? It does to me. A hell of a lot. When I close my eyes, the sky in my dreams is a deep, dark blue. Pilots have been in my family for 4 generations. Flying's in my DNA. Even so, my grandpa didn't want me joining the Air Force. He lost faith in the Ocean Air Defense the day my dad died in battle.
You know, Abby, I wish you could see what it's like up there. Cruising above the clouds, the dark blue of the stratosphere. Nothing beats being at the controls and seeing it from the cockpit. Look here.
Gramps tossed a magazine over to me with an article. Unmanned fighters are no longer a dream, it read. Pilots taking to the skies will soon be a distant memory.
I don't see anything good coming from that.
Know what? Lying smack dab in the middle of the desert west of here, there's a bunch of planes from the last war. Some of them have been mothballed, but most of them are just rusted piles of junk waiting to be scrapped. Gramps was really good friends with the super there, so he got to take whatever he wanted, no questions asked. That's how we got the parts to build our own plane. Now, when I say we, I mean me, my grandpa, and his old war buddies. I cut my teeth working with those geezers. They taught me their skills and some dirty jokes. But with their aging eyeballs and whatnot, I ended up having to do most of the work myself. I was at the airstrip doing some flight training when I saw it. A prototype drone. It wasn't much of a plane, more of a trash can with wings.
Laugh at it all you want, kid. But technology's always changing. If you don't keep up with it, it'll leave your ass behind.
It took 6 years and 8 months to get that engine running. And it took us another year and a half after that to finally get the balance of the airframe just right. I'd gone from being a little girl to, well, still a girl, just older. But now, I was all alone. Wherever the souls of my Gramps and his pals are flying, I hope it's peaceful. Then, finally, I was ready to break the sound barrier. All this plane could do was take off, accelerate, and fly up. So, I flew up, straight up, through the clouds, higher into the sky. Dark blue. I could almost touch it. Then I saw OCS fighters. They were tailing something. A drone. They were going full out chasing that thing. Doing 30 Gs at least. Damn, I've never seen anything move that fast. It had a rose painted on it. The Erusian emblem. But that country's a whole continent away from here.
Crap. You should have been my best with this piece of junk. Should have built a deterrent too.
Bon.
Is everyone here?
Ouais.
Settle
Ouais.
down.
Ouais, ouais, ouais.
I said settle down.
Ouais, ouais. On va se calmer.
You
Hein.
have all been instrumental in helping to maintain peace in Yuja as members of the International Union Peacekeeping Force. Until today. Earlier, our radar site informed us that a group of unidentified aircraft was approaching.
Ouais, c'est du tube pour les F-95
Communication
ça.
systems went down immediately afterwards.
Et du MiG-21.
Led to
Oh,
conclude
c'est
that
des
they
vieux
had attacked
trucs.
the site.
Bon, après le MiG-21 il vole toujours. Bon, les
Here's
deux.
your mission. It's possible that the Yusian ceasefire agreement has been broken for the first time in over a decade.
Oh,
As of today, the Fort Gray's Air Base Squadron of the IUPF has been put on high alert. All members who have been ordered to sortie, fly there immediately. Find the unidentified craft, then use your weapons to round them up and force them to land. If the hostiles counterattack, then you will...
What the hell was that? There's smoke! We're under attack. Numerous unidentified aircraft confirmed overhead. How is that possible?
The tank farm to the north has been bombed.
Many injured.
Scramble! All units, take off and eliminate the unidentified craft attacking the base.
bon.
This is not a drill.
Ouais, ouais, ouais. Bah, c'est le tuto quoi. Je m'appelle Trigger. Ah, c'est bon, j'ai trouvé. Oui. Comment? C'est quoi la touche? Bon, ça marche avec entrée. Bon, bon bah F16. Ouais. Choisissez une arme spéciale. Ouais, voilà, c'est bon.
Mage Squadron, aircraft preparations complete. Stand by at the front.
Mission 1. 2019. Ah bah oui, on est dans le passé, messieurs, dames. Je viens du futur. Mais oui, c'est ça. J'ai pris la DeLorean. Enfin, une DeLorean volante.
Still silent. Scramble. Get those birds in the sky. We're sitting ducks. What's happening? Bombers incoming. Don't know how many.
Let's clear that runway. We don't got all day here.
Mage Squadron, head to runway. Column Squadron, take off. Link to Skykeeper. Hurry, Mage Squadron.
Ça, c'est bien. Moi, je vais prendre la vue cockpit direct. Donc, c'est un monomoteur. Donc,
Trigger, your call sign is Mage 2. Verify and read back.
comment qu'on fait?
Mage 2, clear for takeoff. The situation is tight. It's a hell of a welcoming party, but we have faith in you. Good luck.
Control. Do me a
Okay.
favor, get that bird in the air ASAP.
Hear that? Column Squadron and your wingmen are airborne. Take off and form up with Mage 1.
Ok. Ah, tout ça, c'est automatique. Ah, super.
Mage 2 altitude restriction is lifted. Good luck.
Oh, punaise.
Carrier.
Oh.
Looks like the harbor's taken a lot of damage.
Can't have any more casualties. Time to stop the bullshit.
Je veux une vue intérieure.
Mage 2, form up with Mage 1. All aircraft, let's do this.
Donc, on
Golem
va...
Squadron, it's go time.
La target.
Roger that.
Going for understood.
This is the AWAC Skykeeper. Take down all unidentified bombers. They don't have many escorts. They hit our radars hard in the last attack.
Ok.
Expect the worst and stay
Oh,
sharp.
c'est bien fait, j'aime bien.
Go.
Il est beau le jeu. Ça, c'est...
Trigger, I'm your wingman. Fly with me now. That's what it means to be in an element. You gotta keep an eye
Ouais,
out
du coup,
for
c'est
enemy
géré avec la
bombers.
manette des gaz.
Okay, here we go. Looks like bombers have been located.
Ok.
Showtime, Trigger.
Ici,
Let's
Fox
see
2.
if you
Voilà, ça c'est bien.
You're a good pilot. So I told them. I had to fill an empty spot,
Merde.
so play along.
Merci.
It's still a leash, though.
Oui, j'ai un peu du mal là, parce que le F-16 c'est pas mon avion. Moi je joue F-18.
Targeting gun range.
Bon, mon palonnier ne marche pas. Mais bon, c'est ce que j'ai vu. Ah ouais, j'ai ma vitesse. C'est en quoi? C'est en km/h ou pas?
Mage 2 locked.
Et voilà!
Enemy bomber confirmed
Et là, on
down.
met full
Good
PC
job,
et on
Mage 2.
remonte.
Not bad, Mage 2.
Et j'ai plein de
Trigger,
missiles.
switch your radar. See if you can locate the enemy.
À portée de mon radar. Oh, pilote automatique. Oh, c'est rigolo. Ça, c'est quoi ça? C'est à pause.
There it is, sitting there all pretty, just waiting to
Mage 2,
take.
do not leave this airspace.
Ok. Oh. Oh, vas-y. Oh, je suis bien. Oh là.
They're way overhead.
Got eyes
Let's
up
go
in there.
introduce ourselves.
C'est bien
Mage 2
ça.
is in the clouds.
Harbor fuel storage is intact. It's asking for another round. All escorts
MiG 21, MiG 21.
point is 835.
Watch out for the support aircraft.
Golem 2, Fox 2.
Mage 2 locked.
Fox 2.
Locked on bandit.
Wow. On va... Wow, c'est...
Missed.
C'est peut-être plus facile à la souris, je suis en train de me dire. Mais bon, c'est plus rigolo comme ça.
I'm spiked.
Fox 2. Et voilà. Donc là, on redescend.
Evading missile.
Fox 2.
Et-
Mage 2.
Allez, Fox 2 time 2.
Target confirmed down. Looking good, Mage 2. Mage 2, target's in range. Pair of bombers.
Trigger, stay calm. You got this. I know the kid's shown some promise, but let's remember, he's still barely gotten his feet.
Je tire un missile au presse là ou quoi? Allez.
Mage 2, Fox 3. Column, Mage, 2 new enemy groups.
Bon. Il me reste 8 Fox.
HQ, attention all combat groups. Are there any drones? Verify.
Drones? Are you kidding me right now? Jesus, this is the kind of shit that really chaps my ass. UAVs, I can't tell them apart.
I have to break. Harbor facilities and carriers destroyed. I call that mission accomplished. We're still gonna have our baggage.
Oh pardon, excusez-moi.
Mage 2 crashed.
Oh, quel dommage. Bon après j'ai beaucoup de missiles. Bon. Oui oui.
Mage 2, form up with Mage 1. All aircraft, let's do this.
C'est des IM-9X ça. Ah ouais. Oh mince. Et je vais... Eh oh, c'est quoi ce canon qui tire pas droit? Eh oh, je vais demander un remboursement moi.
Fox 2.
Bandit evaded the attack.
Oh, salut.
Target confirmed down. Looking good, Mage 2.
Allez.
Mage 2, targets in range, pair of bombers.
Trigger, stay calm. You got this. I know the kid's shown some promise, but let's remember, he's still barely gotten his feet wet.
T'inquiète, le F16 c'est nul. C'est juste ça. C'est mon problème à moi.
Trigger, don't forget your special weapon.
Allez, triple kill. Quadruple kill, messieurs, dames.
That's it. It's great when it's simple.
Enemy bomber down. Nice going, Mage 2.
Not too
En vrai,
shabby,
c'est...
Mage 2.
La manette des
Still
gars,
got a
ça
long way
me...
to go, kid. I'll give you some pointers back at base if you can make it in one piece.
C'est comme ça. Hein.
This is Mage 1 over. Tally 2 bandits.
Salut.
Targeting gun range.
Ça, c'était beau. Ça, c'était un très beau passage. Faut que je m'y fasse un peu, parce que... Vu qu'on a gun à infini... Et voilà.
Target is down.
Attaboy, Trigger.
Voilà. Allez, viens là. Oh, je m'amuse bien. Non, je ne vais pas tirer. C'est du 20 mm, hein, alors. Ça, c'est ce qu'on appelle plus communément un snapshot. Ça, c'était un beau snapshot. Oh mon dieu, les alliés là. Les alliés, c'est des gros fous malades. Allez, vas-y, bon, j'en ai marre. J'en ai marre. Je m'amuse comme un petit fou, certes, mais il y a des moments où il faut se dire Amram. Alors.
I'm spiked.
Et voilà, anti-dodge.
It's a golem and mage. Job well done. All bombers are down.
Et ben
Army air
voilà.
shows no sign of bandits. You're in the clear.
Donc c'est très rigolo. Et c'est où ce rapport de base? Cosset. Tout.
I am Princess Rosa Cosette Delise of the Kingdom of Erusia. Citizens of Erusia.
As of 1 p.m. today, the Kingdom of Erusia has declared war on the Osean Federation. As soon as the news broke out, enemy aircraft began bombing Osean territory, causing widespread destruction. The Air Defense Force has released a statement saying this violent attack was carried out by drones. They speculate the drones were secretly transported to Osea in shipping containers and launched remotely. The Secretary of the Navy has stated that the enemy was targeting naval ports across the country. According to the Secretary, all of the nation's aircraft carriers, including one still under construction, sustained severe damage in the attacks. We have yet to hear back from the department as to the fate of Osean carriers currently at sea. Hold on, I've just received breaking news. The International Space Elevator, which is being built in southern Usea, has been seized by the Erusian Army. Reports say former President Harling was touring the site at the time, but his current whereabouts are unknown. Our sources in government tell us it was Harling's policies regarding the space elevator that caused economic frictions in the area, and which ultimately led to this war. Located near Erusia, on the continent of Usea, the space elevator has been under construction for some time now. The Executive Office of the Osean Federation has declared a national state of emergency. They have ordered all its armed forces, including Usian peacekeepers, to mobilize and make the necessary preparations to launch an immediate counterattack. Ladies and gentlemen, our country is officially at war. Stay tuned for further updates.
Breaking news from ENN. Osea launched an attack on the capital today, striking Farbanti from their aircraft carrier, the Kestrel II. After a brutal battle, the Erusian Air Force successfully repelled them. During the air raid, the Osean Air Force fired missiles at the city and managed to shoot down a number of Erusian fighters. Some of the disabled planes then crashed into residential areas.
The world was screwed. 20 years ago, the Earth got slammed by an asteroid. Usea was on the wrong side of the planet and got hit. Hard. Refugees swarmed the Erusian Republic, the biggest country on the continent, plunging it into chaos. They were desperate and started a war, one they had no hope of winning. That's the war my dad fought and died in. The biggest nations from 2 continents went head-to-head, and the so-called righteous Oseans struck the deal that ended it. They fancied themselves the only nation that could bring peace and stability to the world. They even tried saving the Usians, still suffering from the disaster. That's how a space elevator, stretching way up into the sky, ended up being built in Usea, paid for by the Oseans. President Harling said he did it out of compassion for his fellow humans. But to the folks in Erusia, it looked like Osea was moving in to take over. Erusia went from being a republic back to being a kingdom. When they started this new war, they managed to get the drop on everyone. The second the declaration hit the news, Erusian forces took control of the space elevator without spilling a single drop of blood. President Harling was touring the elevator when it happened and disappeared. Then, while that was going on, the Erusian ships that were docked all around Osea released a swarm of drone fighters they had hidden on board in containers. No one thought they were capable of doing what they did that day. With pinpoint accuracy, they managed to take out everything that was military, and not a single civilian was hurt in the process. Osea pissed lots of people off with their huge military presence around the world. Erusia didn't have the same reach, but they could hit their targets faster and cleaner. And when all this was going down, I just so happened to be in my flying drag racer. in case you were wondering. Yeah, I survived. I crashed in a bombed-out Ocean Air Force base, then got arrested for breaking wartime aviation laws or some crap. The world went from being at peace to being at war, all in the blink of an eye.
I'm Princess Rosa Cassette Delise of the Kingdom of Erugia. Today, Ocean airstrikes have shattered the lives of countless Erusians. Their attacks practically leveled the school I went to. It is heartbreaking. Tragic.
I was tried, found guilty, and stuffed into a cargo ship. For company, I had some court-martialed soldiers. And remember those mothballed planes I told you about before? They were loaded on the ship, too. We headed off down south for several days, and then swung east. That's how I got here. I was thousands of kilometers from Erugia, on the opposite side of the Yuzian continent. For a port, it was dull as hell. It had 3 rusty patrol boats, and the base? The fences were topped with razor wire, the tower had a searchlight and machine guns, and a truck with a gun turret was parked in front of the gate. Its gun was aimed at the yard. This was a prison. This place looked like a full-on base, but half the tanker trucks were just big balloons, and the runways weren't even paved, just painted on the dirt. The whole place was just one big fat lie. The only reason I was here is because they knew I'd restored a supersonic plane. They wanted me to make something out of the mothballed planes they brought, that they could park on the fake runway. Can you believe that shit? So, I tried to escape. They found out, and set the dogs on me.
Ouais, bah, c'est toujours aussi cool, hein, leur mission. Hein. Ouais, donc du coup, j'ai du mal encore à comprendre, mais je crois que nous...
Erugia has made a declaration to the Ocean Federation and all countries on the Yuzian continent stationing the IUN peacekeeping force that we are now at war. Right after the declaration was made, surprise attacks began around the continent that have inflicted major damage to our armed forces. Forces aligned with Erugia are currently appearing throughout Yusia. The combination of these forces has overwhelmed the majority of the continent, and they are now encroaching on us in the east.
Ouais, mais...
Additionally, the multinational space elevator has been seized by the Erusian military. After the previous war, the space elevator became both a symbol of peace and a valuable asset.
Et moi, ce que je veux, c'est l'arbre de recherche, là, de campagne. Là.
Whoever has control of it will have enormous influence over the entire continent. We cannot turn a blind eye to this critical situation. The Fort Gray's Air Base Squadron has been entered into the order of battle to reclaim the elevator as an advance element. First, you will attack all hostiles coming in the east of Schofield Plateau to stop any interference with the Allied ground troops. The enemy has deployed several vehicles equipped with anti-air radar along the roads. You are to destroy them. They should not pose much of a threat. However, there is a high likelihood that the attack will draw more enemy air support. If that happens, fight them off swiftly and establish air superiority.
Ouais. Ok. Ouais. L'arbre de recherche, c'est ça ce que je voulais. Alors. Il y a que des bons avions, hein. Ça c'est quoi? Ça c'est quoi? Donc Mirage 2000, ouais, le Krypton, le Rafale. Oh. Pour aller au F-35C, mais... F-15E. Ah. Là, on parle de bons avions. Moi, j'aime bien le F-14. F-18. Puis du côté russe, il y a quoi? MiG-29, c'est bien. Hein. MiG-29... Je peux pas prendre le F-14, comment ça? Je peux prendre lui? Non. Je peux prendre le Mirage? Trop cher le Mirage. Mais... Eh oh, vous êtes pété de thunes. Oh mais... Ouais mais là il veut... Ouais, parce que là... Et ça c'est quoi ça? C'est des short range. Oh c'est nul ça. Enfin je crois. Ça se trouve c'est hyper cool. Bon. On se retrouve pour un autre épisode pour la suite de cette mission. Moi je vous dis à la prochaine.